can do is make it so that there's less counterparty risk by removing middlemen and putting people in charge of their own funds. Give another example. For some reason in crypto, people do the exact opposite of why it was invented. Crypto was invented to remove middlemen. It was invented to remove counterparty risk. So what do people do? They give their keys to some centralized entity that promises them yield, promises them return. And then those entities go bankrupt or get hacked, and those people lose all their money. It's like picking up pennies in front of a freight train. Oh, you may make a few pennies, and you may lose your entire stack. Stupid. Totally stupid. Hex solves that, by the way. You can make yield holding your own keys. You can't get exit scammed. You can't get centralized hacked. It's not possible. You have your own keys. You can put them offline. You literally can put your keys in MetaMask or whatever wallet you want, make your stakes, delete your keys off your computer, and just have your seed words sitting somewhere. How are you going to get hacked? How? Your seed words are sitting there. If you securely deleted your keys, they're not in your computer anymore. Can't get hacked. It's beautiful. It's perfect. But these dum-dums, they give their money to centralized entities, and then all their keys get stolen. Look, Ledger. Ledger lost people's physical addresses, emails, phone numbers, and now you have got this database that got leaked all over the internet. Like, everyone has access to it. And people are getting phishing attacked all the time with fake emails from Ledger and fake emails from everything, impersonating everything, trying to scam people out of their money because their data was in a centralized entity. Centralized entities are terrible. You know, you use Hex, there's no like sign up, there's no database, it's you and the code. You can run the code or you can not run the code. You're the one running it. And Hex doesn't have like data to lose of yours. Like, what? It's awesome. Like, it's really, really cool. Oh, so why isn't Hex a security? Because you do all the work. So does the SEC regulate jobs? No. So if you paint your house, does the SEC regulate that? No. You can paint your house. You can draw a picture of a pony. Does the SEC regulate you drawing pony pictures? Nope. Okay, so if you want to run computer code to mint or not mint coins, if you want to be a member of a peer-to-peer network, does the SEC regulate that? No. If you mine Bitcoin, does the SEC regulate that? No. You can mine Bitcoin and mint your own rewards for being a Bitcoin miner or not, period. There's no expectation of profit solely from the work of others. There's no entrepreneurial or managerial efforts that greatly affect whatever you're doing. It's just not the case. So, you know, the SEC has their job to try and protect investors in things that, you know, are securities. And most things aren't securities. Your job isn't a security. Work from home programs aren't a security. Bitcoin mining is not a security. You know, the vast majority of things human beings do are not securities. There's just some small subset of things that are, like they think XRP is, which is interesting because, you know, XRP has been around for what, 7 or 8 years or something? Some long time. It's interesting that, you know, they're saying these things now. Now we've got the SEC, one of the SEC head honcho guys said, you know, Ethereum's not a security. Cool. All right. Awesome. You know, so like, I respect what the SEC does. I really honor their intentions. I really think that they want the best for people. And let's be serious. There's a shitload of scams all over crypto. I mean, if you look at what XRP was doing, it's pretty shady. They're like, hey, banks are using us. Banks are using us. Banks are using us. And then the banks are like, we never used them. They're like, oh, MoneyGram, MoneyGram. MoneyGram's like, hey, we dump this stuff as soon as we get it. Well, that sounds like bullshittery to me. That sounds like somebody's misleading somebody. That's not good. And even, you know, even if you're a security or not a security, you still should speak the truth. Like, I don't, it's not good to have people lying about stuff. So, and that's the funny thing about Hex. Hex is the most honest project there is, and it's complete. When you go on the Hex homepage, right on the homepage, it says, crypto is extremely volatile. Its flash crashes to 0. The dips are 80 and 95%. Hex has dipped 75, 80, 85, 90. Like, it's totally honest right there in the front. You go to ethereum.org, they don't tell you the dips and how hard it's going to be on you. They don't tell you that stuff. You go to bitcoin.org, they don't tell you how volatile the price is and how flash crashes to 0. They don't tell you any of that stuff. Who's the more honest project, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Hex? We're the ones telling the truth right on the front page. On the front page. Oh, and price performance. Ethereum dropped 95%. Ever since Hex had a real market, I don't think it ever dropped 95%. It may have done some really steep drop from an artificial price where no real market had yet existed. But once an actual market existed with liquidity, Hex never dropped 95%. This shit never happened. But Ethereum did. So it's like, how are you going to gatekeep? Hey, Ethereum, you guys dropped 95%. How are you going to gatekeep? What's up? Please, let's be serious. And then you go look at the gas burners. You go look at the contracts that are actually using Ethereum. You're like, wait a second, this is a Ponzi. That's a Ponzi. This is centralized bullshit. You're like, wait a second. It seems like a ton of your use is actually a bunch of scam shit. Well, that's not good. How's that good? Like, so at some point they're all just going to have to realize Hex is better. They will have to eventually figure it out, or they'll just have the hugest cognitive dissonance. How many more things need to fail all around Hex before they recognize its greatness? Hex is amazing. The chart is amazing. The community is amazing. The features are amazing. The game theory is amazing. Everything about it is absolutely fantastic. The logo is amazing. Like, everything about it is absolutely amazing. And at some point, people just have to recognize. It's just hilarious. I go back and I watch like old shit talk videos of people talking shit. And you're like, hey, everything you said was wrong and everything I said was right. And now you have to eat a shit sandwich. like if it's, the price chart says it all, man. Here's Hex. And here's like uni token. 1 inch. Most things. Right? You're like, come on, guys. It can't be more obvious. I can't think of anything else we could do better. I mean, obviously, I just would love more users. That comes with time. These things take time to scale up, and we're doing great. I'm reading your guys' chat here. You're a true legend, Richard. Happy New Year, and thanks for all my massive gains this past year. Hey, thank yourself, man. You made it happen. You minted your own rewards. You made your own good decisions. I'm glad you like my invention. Thank you so much. Well done. I have a 3-hour drive ahead of me. Great timing, Richard. Congrats, bro. Someone just sent me a picture from like a truck stop somewhere in the States. And he's saying, yeah, someone's putting like Hex stickers all over this like route of truck stops. I'm like, cool, man. That's great. Spread the word, man. How often and how in general is interest paid to stakers now that BPT is done? As often as you end your stake. If you have a stake ending every day, you're going to get paid every day. If you have 100 stakes in it every day, you can get paid 100 times a day because you're paying yourself. You're minting your own rewards. So you'll be paid interest as often as you want to be. The day ticks over once at 0000 UTC every day, which is like 5 or 6 o'clock PST, depending on whether it's like, daylight saving time or not. 1K viewers, woot. Nice. Do we hit a penny while Richard Hart is streaming? I think that'd be cool. I mean, I'd like it, but it's no rush. I feel bullish tonight, so, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me at all. Didn't it come crazy? I think we already went to a penny on V1, which is, who cares? Like, V1 doesn't really matter. You have to look up the V1 chart. So there's no public merged chart yet that I'm aware of that combines V1 and V2. And like, you prefer that because there was a transition period where, LPs had pulled liquidity on V1 and moved to V2 and the volume moved to V2, stuff like that. So ideally you would want a merged chart, but I don't know of one that exists yet. So you kind of got to just eyeball it. For history, you look at V1, so because it goes back real far. And then for current, where all the volume is, you look at V2. So today on V2, the high was 94% of a penny, 0.094. And then I'm not even going to look at V1. I think right now the price is 92% of a penny. What would be a good strategy to bring companies to Hex? I don't know what that means. Like bring companies. Do you mean accept Hex for their business? I don't care about that at all. I'm happy if no business accept Hexes. That's fine. Because what happens when a business accepts it? Hey, let's give people a reason to sell it for the stuff at the business. So you're giving people a reason to sell Hex? Nah, I'm good. We're good. Bitcoin's accepted basically nowhere, and it's up 2.8 million X right now. So that seems to be a good strategy. It works just fine. Berkshire Hathaway stock is accepted exactly nowhere for payment, and it does just fine. XRP is the worst, somebody says. There is actually worse. XRP is not the worst. Crypto is full of some way worse things than that. The SEC should protect us from the devaluing dollar. Well, that's just not their job, that. These retards shilling centralized coins. Listen, guys, if you are shilling a centralized company that takes people's private keys from them, you are disgusting, and you are what is wrong with crypto. Crypto was invented to get rid of middlemen. Companies that you give your private keys to are middlemen. It is disgusting. And they will get hacked, and they will lose all your data, and you will beg them for access to your money, and they will go bankrupt like the Cred company did. Stop giving your keys to centralized middlemen, and stop promoting